Hi everybody, welcome to Appa's Kitchen. Today I'm going to make a cake because Amy's coming tomorrow, so I wanted to surprise her. This is called a Jewish apple cake. It's something that my mom used to make. I don't know why it's called Jewish apple cake. It's apple, obviously, but I don't know what makes it Jewish. So if anybody knows, let me know. It's an Italian thing, I think. I think I've seen it in Italy. Anyway, it's really good. It's one of my favorite cakes. So let me show you what we have here. I already started with the eggs. So we got 4 eggs here, which are supposed to be beat until stiff. Not exactly stiff, but they're as stiff as I'm gonna get them. All right, so we got 4 eggs, 2 cups of sugar, a cup of oil. So I don't know what kind of oil. I had safflower oil. My mom probably used vegetable oil or corn oil, whatever they used back in the day. And a half a cup of orange juice, which I squeezed by myself. 2.5 teaspoons of vanilla, which I just put in the oil to make it easier. And 3 cups of flour with 3 tablespoons of baking soda. I have my pan here that's ready to go. It's this fancy bundt pan, which I oiled and floured and probably made a mess. So hopefully it's not gonna stick. And then 3 apples. I used Fuji apples. 5 tablespoons of sugar and 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. So I'm just gonna put everything together. So next I combine the sugar with the eggs, and then I'm gonna add the rest of the ingredients in order. Put them in the pan. First I'll put some batter and then layer some apples and then batter and apples and batter. And I'm gonna bake it at 350 for 1 hour and 10 minutes and pray that it comes out. So let's see what happens. This is my first video, so please excuse everything about it. All right, so I'm gonna mix I don't know how interesting this is gonna be, but I'm gonna mix the sugar with the eggs. So let's see what happens here. Okay, that looks good. We're gonna mix the sugar with the eggs and then add the rest of the ingredients. It's really thickening up now. You can see that's really thick. Next, I'm going to put the oil that has the vanilla in it. Half a cup of orange juice. And then here comes the flour. Flour and baking soda sifted together. looks pretty good. Just want to scrape, make sure we get it off the sides. Everything's mixed together. And, all right. So now we're ready to go in the pan. So here we have our bundt pan. I'm going to start with some batter. The apples do tend to sink. Maybe that's why we have to make sure that the eggs are really stiff. My hands are clean, so don't freak out, but I'm gonna use my hands to lay in some apples here. Let me get a paper towel. All right, next I'm gonna put another layer of batter. And more apples. It's a lot of apples here. I don't know how all these apples are gonna fit, but I sliced the apples as thin as I could. I peeled them. I don't know if you're supposed to peel them, but I don't remember there being apple peels in this cake. And I sprinkled 5 tablespoons of sugar and 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. So the apples have been sitting not that long, just a few minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes. They are already making some juice. So I don't know if you can see in the video, but they're kind of moist, they're kind of wet. These are Fuji apples. Like I said, my mom probably used those Red Delicious apples because that's all that I ever remember being available when I was a kid. All right, I still have quite a bit of apples and I'm running out of batter here, so this layer is pretty thick. All right, let's see what we can do here. Probably I can get one more layer of batter. I don't know if this pan is the right size either. Let's just say, disclaimer, I'm not an expert baker. I can bake. I have baked some things. Some of the recipes that I'm going to be making are pretty foolproof. This one I hope will be forgiving. I don't know if I'm using the right size pan. I don't know if I greased and floured it properly. I don't know if the cake is going to come out of the pan. So this could be one big disaster, but it's my first video and you can only go up from here. All right, so there's all this juice and cinnamon in the pan. I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of it in here. Probably was not supposed to do that, but all right, and then this is the last of the batter. That was the last of the apples. have to say, the batter looks good. It's nice and smooth and thick. It smells good. I can smell the vanilla. And of course the apples and the cinnamon. Whenever my mom put anything in the oven, she always blessed it with the sign of the cross. So this definitely needs a blessing. Fingers crossed. Say a prayer to the saint of baking, whoever that is. And I'm going to put this in the oven at 350 for 1 hour and 10 minutes. And let's see what happens.